people to believe in me. He endorsed me. He's been a great mentor. He always takes my call. He always sits with me for as long as I need. And I am blessed to have him here. He has multiple titles now. I had to write them down. Not only is he ambassador, but he is president of the Kennedy Center and special missions advisor to President Trump. Without further ado, Ambassador Rick Grenell.
Saddle up your horses. Saddle up your horses. Saddle up your horses.
Well, first of all, I want you to stay standing because since we're in Michigan, first of all, maybe I'm the first one to tell you, but I want you to take a bow because you did it. You got President Trump to win the state of Michigan. We worked so hard on that, but every single person in this room deserves credit. So thank you. Let me say it once again. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. All of the work that you've done. It takes an entire team to do this, and you have an amazing team leading the state of Michigan. But I have some bad news for you. You've been rested. It's time to get to work. We cannot lose the state of Michigan. And let me just give you a little bit of tutorial here. We won the state of Michigan because we did it right. And let me go over what we did right so that I can remind you how we have to do it again. We have to build the most amazing coalition. President Trump has taught us how to build a winning coalition in states like Michigan. The way that you do it is exactly what Republicans should be doing all of the time, recognizing that smaller government, personal responsibility, and common sense. Common sense. We have to articulate that. We cannot be behind the scenes. We've got to be transparent. We've got to talk about exactly what we believe, because what we believe in is common sense. Right now, we have gone to not a cancel culture anymore, a consequence culture. There are consequences for your actions. When you live in a sanctuary state or a sanctuary city and you decide to ignore federal immigration laws, there are consequences. When you're Jimmy Kimmel and you have year after year after year of losing millions of dollars because you only cater to one side of the aisle, because you won't have Republicans on your television show, because everybody knows what you're going to say all the time, so therefore not even Democrats are tuning in. When you lose money for your employer, there are consequences. Do you know that Jimmy Kimmel had 139,000 viewers last week? I had more on Twitter, probably 10 times that. You don't get to lose money for your employer and expect that you get to stay. There are consequences. There are consequences when you lose money. There are consequences when you point to someone and say, that's a fascist, and a fascist is a Nazi, and a Nazi should be stopped. You know what happens? Mentally ill people and people who are unstable hear one thing: go shoot that person. There are consequences. Now, we're all big boys and big girls with common sense. We know that in America, you have the First Amendment. You get to say what you want. You get to believe what you want. You get to have a religion, whatever you want. That's America. That's what our Constitution stands for. And I will always fight for that. But we have to build coalitions. It's pretty simple, and you did it here in Michigan. You win when you add, not subtract. It's a math equation. You don't have to agree with every single person all of the time. But if you want to win an election, you want to have someone on your side, not against you. And this is what we did in Detroit. President Trump told us, look, if you're going to win Michigan, I'm a Michigander. I hear it from my mom all the time. We in Grand Rapids, we in Ottawa County, we know how to do this, but Detroit messes us up every single time. My mother gets so angry at the Detroit voters every single time. So President Trump sent me and some people into Detroit to work with Arabs, Muslims, Albanians, first and second generation Americans. By the way, first and second generation Americans are one of the most important, crucial voting blocks for President Trump. They're in the front row. They know what it's like to live in states that are fascist or socialists. They know what it means to come to America. They wait in line, they do it the right way, they come here, they believe in the American dream. First and second generation Americans are part of our coalition. That's how we won Michigan. You have a lot of first and second generation Americans here, a lot of immigrants. We just expect people to do it legally. No sanctuary cities. This is the message that you have to carry in Michigan. Don't ever let someone tell you that you're stingy, that you don't believe in America, that you're a racist, a fascist, or a homophobe, simply because you want common sense laws. Don't ever believe that. You are the most generous people in the history of the world. When it comes to giving money, you're the first ones to step up. When it comes to immigration, we have roughly 1 million people a year that get to come to the United States. But here's the bad news. We have 100 million that want to come here. So you got to wait in line. You got to do it the right way. You don't get to skip the line. These are the ways that we have to talk about these issues. Be full of common sense. We can win this state again. We have to win this state again. So because we're running a little bit behind schedule, they wanted me to be quick. So let me just leave you. Let me leave you with this thought. You have a responsibility to your children, to your grandchildren. And right now, our young people are really motivated. Charlie's death has motivated a whole group of people. And what I'm going to ask you to do is not be cynical with them. Encourage them. Let them dream. Let them be idealistic. Don't you dare say, that's not how the real world works. We need young people to dream big. We need them to save this country. We need them to get our finances under control. We need them to bring back common sense. And they are doing it. You look at what young people have done to this last election, they've unleashed a conservative presence over their college campuses, over their communities. I'm older, so I can say this. My generation, a little bit older, a little bit younger, we didn't always do it right. We may need to get out of the way for these young people who are bringing in a sense of idealism, who are bringing in a sense that we can do anything, that we can fix problems. We have to encourage them. What Charlie Kirk has done for this country, for our college campuses, is nothing less than a total gift from God. I'm spending tomorrow in Detroit going 4 or 5 different events, trying to encourage people the same way that I'm trying to encourage you tonight, and then I'm taking a plane to Phoenix for Charlie's funeral. I'll be there on Sunday. And let me just tell you, when you see it, and you will see all sorts of clips and you will watch it, remember one thing: you have a charge. Find the young people in your life. Call them up. Ask them, are you watching what's happening? Send them a video. Encourage them to get involved because we need them. We need them just like we needed you in this last election. We need you in the next elections after that. And I'll finish with this. We need to get behind whoever wins in a primary. Whoever wins in the primary, after that, we need to recognize that our nominee is always better than their nominee. So throw back the hurt feelings, get the checkbook out. If your guy doesn't win in the primary, get to work, prove to them that we are one big tent. Thank you very much.